Godzilla is one of the longest-running movie franchises in existence. With over 30 films of his own, the G-Man has had plenty of time on screen. But outside of the Godzilla franchise, everyone's favorite giant monster has also appeared in multiple TV shows, commercials, and other movies. Here are 10 appearances Godzilla has had in other movies. Let's get to it.
Whilst it was Mechagodzilla and not directly the normal Godzilla, the fairly new movie Ready Player One has got to have one of the best Godzilla cameos of all time. Here, Mechagodzilla was shown fighting both the Iron Giant and a Gundam warrior, and man, is it awesome. There was even the famous Godzilla theme playing in the background as this Mechagodzilla wiped the floor with those trying to defeat him. From the classic spines reaching down his back, all the way to breathing the iconic blue atomic breath. This is one Godzilla appearance in another movie that you certainly don't want to miss. You can also see a Godzilla toy in the room of James Halliday, the creator of the Oasis that the movie takes place in.
From a movie based on pop culture to one based on getting hammered and lost in Las Vegas, The Hangover didn't have Godzilla physically in this loved comedy, but it did have one of the funnier lines of dialogue about Godzilla. During the scene where Mr. Chow pops out of the trunk and comes at the main crew with the crowbar, the movie's best comedic character, Alan, had this to say.
We're on your side! I hate Godzilla! I hate him too! I hate him! He destroys cities! Please!
Have you ever wanted to put a Godzilla suit on and walk around causing endless chaos? I know I sure have. Well, so did Bobcat in the 80s movie One Crazy Summer. In this hilarious and goofy scene, the character named Egg decides to throw on a Godzilla suit and then go on to terrorize a whole group of people due to this guy chucking a cigar into the mouth of the Godzilla suit. What follows is one of the best parodies of Godzilla I've ever seen. As a kid, this movie freaked me out, which is probably why I didn't remember the appearance Godzilla made in Mars Attacks. During a montage of destruction as the aliens attack humanity, the movie quickly cuts to Godzilla crashing through a city. At first, you think, Godzilla's helping the aliens? But after a few moments, you then see that the aliens are just checking out some of humanity's films and TV shows. You aliens have good taste. Godzilla may have had his own anime recently, but the G-Man's likeness was also used in the anime film My Hero Academia. This Godzilla was called Godzilla, and had a sense of fashion not before seen from the old G-Man. Popping the collar and sporting those pants with the knee pads. Honestly, I'm surprised this hasn't become a fashion trend yet. Looking at you, Japan. He is, of course, a famous actor in this anime, only the finest, you know?
Who would have guessed that Godzilla's toughest combatant yet would have been this cute little doggy from the movie Armageddon? The dog dashes straight towards a vendor selling various Godzilla merchandise. After attacking the row of action figures on the ground, the menacing pup then goes after the inflatable Godzilla. Move over, Godzilla. Dogzilla is the new baddest monster around in this quick cameo.
Reptar. You may know this giant fictional dinosaur from the Rugrats series, but did you know Reptar had a more prominent role in the Rugrats in Paris movie? This movie has a giant robotic Reptar that the little crew manages to get their hands on. What happens next is a whole lot of baby and giant robotic Reptar chaos. While they never refer to Reptar in this film or the show as Godzilla exactly, the inspiration is pretty dang clear. And Rugrats in Paris even managed to give subtle references to Mechagodzilla with the giant robot Reptar. Who would have ever imagined that Godzilla and Pee Wee Herman would have been mentioned in the same sentence? Not only that, Godzilla actually made a cameo appearance in the movie Peewees Big Adventure. This scene takes place on a movie set that resembles how Godzilla movies were made in the classic Toho days. While the crew attempts to film Godzilla trashing a city, Pee-wee randomly flies through the set on his bicycle, ruining the shout and throwing Godzilla in a sleigh with Santa Claus. I'm not even making this up, it really did happen.
It's Godzilla!
But it's not due to international copyright laws. Austin Powers' Goldmember had a ridiculous scene that somehow managed to praise and mock Godzilla all at the same time. As Austin, his father, and Beyonce are in the heated car scene, they manage to crash into a float that resembles Godzilla. When they attempt to drive off, thunderous Godzilla-like music plays, and two Asian characters do the classic "It's Godzilla!" and flee in terror with the rest of the crowd. They just don't make movies like they used to.
Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. It's fitting that The Lost World is the last Godzilla reference in another movie that we talk about. Just like with Austin Powers, this movie had fun with the stereotype that all Japanese people must be terrified by anything giant and walking on two legs. During the ending of the movie, while the T-Rex is raging across San Diego, the camera quickly cuts away to a group of Asian dudes running and looking back towards the Rex. The Jurassic Park crew stated this was indeed a shout out to Godzilla, and even Steven Spielberg himself has said that one of his favorite films growing up, and one of his inspirations while making Jurassic Park, happened to be Godzilla.
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in the world of my creation. What we'll see will defy explanation.
So there you have it, residents. 10 times Godzilla has appeared or been referenced to in other popular movies. What did you think of the list? If this video does well enough, I'll go back and talk about the times Godzilla has appeared in TV shows and all that other stuff. So if you want to see that, share the hell out of this video, residents. I want to thank our special guest Clayton and of course my boy Alistair for joining in on this video. As always, this has been Jacob and peace out.